A bipartisan group of lawmakers going to Detroit today to meet with the CEOs of Ford and General Motors to ask them why they are relying on Chinese technology to build American parts.
All we're doing is licensing the technology. That's it. And actually, it's exactly what the IRA was set up to do, because we're localizing production in America. Our engineers will be working with that technology, integrating it into our vehicles. So we will learn that technology.
Russ Vought is the former director of the Office of Management and Budget. He joins us now live in studio. Russ, good morning to you. One of the things about this electric vehicle push is that a lot of the parts and the technology are made in China.
The entirety of the electrical vehicle agenda cannot go forward without China. And that's one of the reasons why the Biden administration has pushed it so much, and why they have an incentive to keep good terms with China, which is a country that we need to confront increasingly more. And unfortunately, our corporate leaders are part of that. You just saw that in that clip. They want everything to go on as it has for the last 20 years, as opposed to an economic decoupling that would cause corporate leaders to pause and bring things back on shore. And, you know, there's $430 billion that's sitting out there with regard to these EV subsidies that Congress passed as part of an earlier Biden bill. But it allows them to continue to work with Chinese companies as opposed to having a firm break from those.
Janet Yellen just advised against an economic decoupling.
And look, it seems like these car companies are talking a really good game, but why are these bipartisan lawmakers going there? It seems to me it all comes back to, when push comes to shove, will these corporations put long-term American interests over short-term corporate profits?
That's the question that everyone needs to be asking of them, and I think you're starting to see a bipartisan push. But the problem is that this Biden administration has the ability to set harsher rules to make it a black and white decision, and they have not done that.
Really quickly, want to get this soundbite in from Antony Blinken yesterday. Listen to this.
We do not support Taiwan independence. We remain opposed to any unilateral changes to the status quo by either side. We continue to expect the peaceful resolution of cross-strait differences.
A lot of reaction coming in from Republicans on this one. Senator Marsha Blackburn wants to know why the administration won't stand up to bullies and stand for freedom. The White House would say that they are just reiterating their one China policy. What do you say about this? Should Antony Blinken have said that?
Look, I'm all for strategic ambiguity. The problem, the entirety of the trip makes it more likely that we'll have confrontation in the wrong way, as opposed to economic confrontation that would keep us from a military action and would prevent us in a situation from China taking provocative action because they believe that we're a strong country. And he's doing diplomacy for diplomacy's sake, and that's really challenging and it's really dangerous.
From just a visceral reaction, having worked in the Trump White House, having been around Donald Trump, when you hear a statement like that, what was your initial reaction comparing it to your old boss and what he would have said?
Well, we wouldn't be in this situation because China actually feared Donald Trump and took him seriously, and he had policies.
That's what Trump was saying on Brett Baier with the interview last night.
And he had policies that were incredibly serious. Sanctions. We were taking action against Huawei, Chinese companies. We would be banning TikTok by now. And so, at every turn of events, this administration has taken a weak posture towards China, and they're really just trying to do lip service.
Yeah, and now we were just talking about this before. This Wall Street Journal report about Beijing possibly planning a new training facility in Cuba, which is just 100 miles off the coast of Florida. So a lot of concerning things having to do with China this morning. Russ Vought, thank you so much for joining us
Great
in
to
the
have you
studio,
here, sir.
no less.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.